Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Monday, June 2. In Squiz Kids Today, the importance of Mabo Day, wildfires in Canada, truck crash causes bee chaos, and the Governor-General joins Squiz Kids. That's what's making news, kid style.
The Lowdown.
Do you ever get the feeling you're too small to make a difference? Do you look around you at the world of adults and think, well, how am I, one single person, going to make an impact on all of that? Well, tomorrow marks an important day for all people of the world who ever thought they were too small to make a difference. I'm talking about Mabo Day, which falls on June 3 every year. So, what is Mabo Day? Technically, it marks the anniversary of the day that a bunch of judges in the highest court in the land decided that there was no such thing as terra nullius in Australia. And what's terra nullius? It's the idea that before European settlers arrived in Australia, the land didn't belong to anyone, despite the fact that First Nations people here have lived here for over 60,000 years. And who or what is Mabo? Eddie Mabo was the simple gardener from a tiny island in the Torres Strait who, despite being only one person, and despite having lots of people tell him it couldn't be done, and despite the fact that it took over 10 years and he had lots of critics along the way, managed to challenge the law of terra nullius all the way to the High Court of Australia and win. This one man's determination changed everything in Australia, with the creation of something called the Native Title Act. And if you're keen to learn more, especially in this, the final days of Reconciliation Week, then be sure to tune in to tomorrow's Squiz Kids shortcut on Eddie Mabo for the full story on what you can achieve when you put your mind to it.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Canada, where wildfires have forced the evacuation of more than 17,000 people from their homes. The province of Manitoba was yesterday declared a state of emergency as fires burned out of control across vast swathes of wild forest. Military helicopters spent the weekend airlifting people to safety after the fires cut off roads and left many thousands of people stranded. Now, bushfires in Canada at the height of summer are not uncommon, but this is the first time fires of this size and intensity have occurred this early in the year, with experts saying that climate change is to blame. To our Canadian listeners, stay safe up there.
Animal Kingdom.
Meanwhile, south of the Canadian border and residents of the state of Washington in the United States had their very own sticky situation at the weekend after a truck carrying millions of bees crashed on a main highway. The semi-trailer was loaded with beehives when it flipped over, causing instant chaos. Some 250 million bees took flight, many of them forming swarms and flying about the nearby countryside, prompting officials to warn locals to stay indoors and well away from the crash site. The beehives were all active honey hives, meaning they were all producing the sweet, sticky stuff. Gosh, imagine if there'd been any bears in the vicinity. And a small word of dadvice. If you happen to be in that part of the world, be careful, be alert, and make sure you beehive yourself. Yeah, my old friend the dad joke alarm. I have missed you.
Sport time.
How fast can you run a 100-metre sprint? I bet some of you are super fast, but I'm also going to bet that none of you can run as fast as Aussie sprinter Lachlan Kennedy. And that's because the runner from Brizzy has just broken a 22-year record at an international athletics meet in Africa. Lachlan ran 100 metres in, get this, 9.98 seconds, breaking the magical 10-second mark. And the last time an Aussie sprinter did that was 22 years ago. Speaking of champions, the Matildas beat Argentina 2-0 in a friendly game on Friday night, and French soccer lovers will love the fact that the streets of Paris were a riot of celebrations yesterday after home team Paris Saint-Germain beat Inter Milan in the European Championships by a stonking 5-0. And the star performer? Well, that would be a 19-year-old striker called Désiré Doué, who scored 2 of Paris Saint-Germain's 5 goals. Amazing.
Q&A call out.
Hear ye, hear ye! His Majesty King Charles III hereby proclaims a very special guest has agreed to take the Squiz Kids hot seat and answer questions that you send in. Yes, folks, to mark her 1-year anniversary in the job, we're excited to share that none other than Australia's Governor-General, Her Excellency the Honourable Sam Mostyn, has agreed to take part in a Squiz Kids Q&A. And that's because she's keen to answer any questions you might have about her job, about how Australia's system of government works, and how and why kids just like you should get involved in it. Because while you might think that what goes on in our parliament in Canberra is none of your business, it's your country after all, and you'll one day be in charge of it. And how can you grow up to look after something if you don't understand it or value it? Here's some ideas of questions you might ask our Governor-General. What's a democracy and why is it important? Why is the King our head of state? And have you met him? How did you get your job? What's it like inside Government House? Why should kids care about elections if they can't vote till they're 18? And what does media literacy and Squizzy the Newshound have to do with any of it? Parents, this is a great chance to get your kids thinking about where they sit in this democracy of ours, and teachers, a great opportunity to get the whole class involved. Send in questions from your students and use this Q&A as a chance to dive into the civics part of the school curriculum. Questions need to be submitted by Friday, June 13 and should be emailed through to squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. So, what are you waiting for? Don't just sit there, get involved.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What is the name of the Canadian province where wildfires are raging? Yeah, that was a bit of a toughie, wasn't it? The province is called Manitoba. Well done if you got that. Question number 2. How many bees escaped from a truck accident in the United States? Yeah, that's right. There were 250 million. Well done if you got that one. Question number 3. What's the name of the man who overturned the concept of terra nullius in the High Court of Australia? Yeah, that's right. His name was Eddie Mabo.
Shout-outs.
It's Monday, June 2. Can the Matildas make it 2-0 in their next friendly game against Argentina in Canberra tonight? And can Aussie women's golfer Minjee Lee bring it home in the US Women's Open this morning? Oh, and it's Aussie cricketer Steve Smith's birthday today too. Such a busy Monday. It's also a special day today for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today and tomorrow. Noah from the Gold Coast, Ali from Aspley, Dexter from Canberra, Alison from Victoria, Saxon from Port Douglas, Saba from Westley, Aidan from Townsville, Emmanuel from Everton Park, Ben from Lakes Entrance, Dom from Callangur, Eliza from Balmoral, and Elliot from Flemington. And belated birthday shout-outs today go to Chantal from Hurstville and Olivia, who's currently travelling around Australia in a caravan. And classroom shout-outs today go to Class 3-4T with Mr B at Fyans Park Primary in Newtown, Prep Class W with Mr Wilson at Ashgrove State School, Classes 4A and B with Ms Sib at the Australian International School in Dubai, Class 6M with Ms McCorkadale at North Rocks Public School, and Class 3-4A with Mr Andrews at Tanilba Bay Public School. And don't forget to keep listening this week when I reveal on Thursday which school has won the draw for me to make a virtual appearance in their classroom this month. And if you sent in a classroom shout-out request during the month of May, you'll have automatically gone into the draw. Otherwise, don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow with our special Squiz Kids shortcut on Eddie Mabo to mark the end of Reconciliation Week and the 33rd anniversary of Mabo Day. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.